Good evening, mentorship team. Coach Cliff, we are live here to answer your questions and go over your training. Welcome to another Wednesday call where this evening we're talking about our key subject, which is nutrition, one of my favorite subjects, and getting pretty close to Thanksgiving, so we're all going to be needing to be talking a bit about nutrition and how things are going there. So this is the mentorship team, guys, where every week you're able to text in, ask me questions. We're able to go over your training plans. I can pull up your Training Peaks accounts and go over your weekly training in Training Peaks. So how are you guys doing out there? How are things going out in the entire universe of TriStar athletes? We've got a lot of races coming up. Still, it is not time to back off the gas just yet. We have Ironman Arizona. We had New York City marathons past weekend. We have still actually Western Australia Ironman. We have some folks racing, so pretty cool. Let's just double check, make sure that you guys can see me. Hi, mentorship team. I'm going to text this out to you guys. And I'm just asking if you guys can see me. There we go. All right, sweet. I don't have a visual yet on anything that's happening, but I do see that I have text coming through from you guys. So what's going on, Shannon? Good evening, Denise. How are you doing? What's going on, Bernice Satriano? How are you? So, guys, tonight's topic, talking about our nutrition program here at TriStar, where we talk a lot about, the different ways that we can fuel for races, the different ways that we can optimize things that we're taking in that impact directly what we're doing in our training. And so I thought I would highlight for you guys our newest plan and training plan, and what I'm really excited to tell you guys about our TriStar Nutrition planning. So there's going to be a whole bunch of resources that are going to be available to you guys should you decide to want to be a part of this. And we're talking about any goal from weight optimization to energy output and race-specific planning. So to get involved, you can do things like a race-specific consult. That is something that is separate and available to you guys. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit tonight about the nutrition side of how we prepare during the day-to-day planning. And I'm going to pull up one of our athletes' plans so you can see kind of what that looks like. And then we're going to come back to the dashboard and take a peek at everybody's training. So if you were to go into your daily custom targets, and you're going to see that every day in incorporation with the types of training that you're doing, you're going to see that I've given you specific proteins, fats, and carbs to go into your plan. And basically, you'll be using MyFitnessPal to track your food and do basically a food audit so that you know that every day you are managing up to your best ability and that you're optimizing for the goals that we determine for you. So each day you can say, okay, today I need to have 44% carbohydrate, 24% protein, and 32% fat, for instance. And so that allows you to really get specific with the types of nutrients that you need in conjunction with the training that you're doing. So pretty cool stuff. It's a neat program. I'm really excited to tell you guys about it and get you involved. So before I get too deep into the nutrition subject, I still can't see any of you guys out there. I got a dark screen on my side, but hopefully you guys are able to see me. And can somebody just shoot me a note and make sure that you're out there? Are you out there, TriStars? All right, what's happening, Marshall? Welcome back. Marshall is back on the mentorship team, and pumped to have him leading into Ironman Santa Rosa next season. So his first Ironman. Boom. Can't wait to see you cross that line, my friend. Durst, what's happening? How are you? How's your training going? How are you feeling this week? And yeah, let's see what else. Everybody out there? Any other questions that we have specifically? I'll dive right back into our nutrition discussion. I pulled up a whole bunch of different things that I want you guys to be thinking about nutritionally. Awesome. Thanks, Kevin, for the update. Kevin just texted me here, letting me know that he can, in fact, actually hear everything I'm saying, which is fantastic to know. So let's see. And Kevin, by the way, I've updated your plan. You've got a bunch more swimming involved this week, which is for better or for worse. You're gonna really get your gills going. Okay, so let's go back a little bit to our nutrition program, what I was talking about. And so again, this is using MyFitnessPal, guys. Why do you want to use and optimize with macros? So macros is a little different than, hey, I'm going to get a nutrition plan and I'm going to go work through specifically, this is my meal for breakfast, this is my meal for dinner. That's not realistic, honestly. In the real world, everybody has, very different schedules, very different eating habits. But what we do have control over that's very impactful towards our training are the proteins, fats, and carbohydrate. That's real life, guys. So that's how we're going to approach it, and that's what I find people can actually stick to. So that's also good towards nutrient timing and loading, which is better for weight optimization. So let's talk a little bit about that. So I talked to you guys a little bit in the past about some of these subjects, but specifically, carbs can fluctuate quite rapidly and intradaily from about, okay, Mike's got lots of questions, or says, Mike Hawk says there's lots of questions from me. I'm not sure why I can see it, guys, but I'm going to try to get a different view so I can see your questions because they're not reviewing and refreshing on my end. Okay, that's better. So we'll pause the nutrition subject for a minute here. All right, Dur says we're all here. Denise, we're here. Alana says we'll be on the plane. Okay. Alana says supposed to have wind up to 30 miles per hour. Stick to power. How best to handle? Okay, so yeah, with that kind of wind and those kind of wind gusts, that's pretty significant. That I'd be surprised if they were sustained. But certainly anything that's gusting up around that area, you're going to have to really watch the power, watch your control, and make sure that you don't blow it. Because when you're looking down at your tacho and you're seeing only 8 miles an hour, for instance, and you're riding into a big old fat headwind, not a good idea to be blowing past your power targets trying to get to 15, 18 miles an hour type thing. So yeah, stick to the power, stick to the heart rate, stick to the perceived effort. Wind's going to do its thing. Just go and hide from it, okay, Alana? So thanks for that. Keep the questions coming along, guys. Every time I type, I seem to get another series of questions that pop up, so I'm going to do that. Dur says, Cliff, is a 55-tooth chain ring a quick fix for some speed, also for runs? When we have faster paces, do you want to see our cadence increase or decrease according to speed? Durst, awesome questions, my friend. Okay, so a 55-inch tooth chain ring is a big old fat pizza pie. I mean, you're going to be riding a big gear, and that's going to help you maintain speed, guys. The reason you would want to do that is to maintain speed on a flat course, for instance, or a course that has a very high rate of output and speed. So is it a quick fix for speed? No. Does that gearing help you maintain speed at higher rates of speed with lower effort? Yes. And so the answer is you don't want to have that type of a gearing on a course that's very hilly, for instance. That won't help you out very much. But on a flatter course with very long sweeping descents and very long rises, that will help. I used to use it for Arizona, Ironman Florida, Ironman Hawaii. That was my specific gearing and setup: a 55-44 in the front and an 11-28 in the rear, Durst. So that's a pretty steep setup. It's not great if you have a lot of climbing anywhere over 8% grade. It's gonna really grind your legs down. So Durst says, for those faster paces, do we want to increase cadence? The answer is you want to maintain cadence, no matter what. If you're going faster or slower, you always try to strive for that about 90 cadence, 90 to 93, 90 to 95. So try and keep the cadence even. All right, let's hopefully get some more questions popping up here. There we go. Alana says, I did my run yesterday and was pretty much pain-free. We'll do the long run tomorrow night. Okay, cool. I know you're being super cautious. I think you're going to be fine, Alana. Just go for it. I think you're going to be just fine. And keep up the stretching and that kind of thing, and stretching and strength. Shannon says, were you also going to cover swim stroke errors and how to correct them? Yeah, I appreciate that, Shannon. I actually had to bump that particular topic to next week. Unfortunately, I had a few other things that I wanted to cover, and I wanted to use specifically, I have a video / kind of AI thing that I use to show the stroke analysis. So you're just going to have to save that topic till next week, and we kind of jumped into nutrition, and I jumped the gun on you guys this week. So hang on to your thoughts. maybe we'll rack up a few more questions for the swim coaching for next week, okay? But certainly you can ask any questions you want tonight. I'm happy to jump into that too. Alana says, hat also helped with the heat to keep the head cool in the sauna. So just so you guys know, I asked Alana to wear a hat and put the ice underneath her cap and then squeeze a sponge on the top of her head to keep her body cool. And she's been sitting in the old sauna there to get acclimated for Cozumel coming up soon. So great questions, guys, tonight. Thank you so much for sending these along. I'm going to keep typing in. All right, nice. We've got some more comments coming through. Durst says, also to your question before, I'm restless with energy, want the fatigue back up there and seeing them gains. Amen to that. Okay, well, careful what you wish for because we're going to be taking it north on you soon. Good stuff. Suspense on the swim errors. Yes, I know, Denise. Yeah, it's good. You guys will get a lot more out of it that way. You've been primed and have had 2 weeks to kind of think about what we're going to be doing for it. So Alana says, any issue with me doing yoga on Monday, week of the race? Absolutely not. Go for it. Yoga, just don't try and keep up with the yogis and try and, crush it on the yoga front. Just do the best you can and keep nice and relaxed. Everything very mellow on race week, okay? Nothing new for race week. And if I type a smiley face for whatever reason, I get the next comments coming through from you guys. Let's see what we get here. Okay. Shannon says, Alana, ice in the bra helps a lot. 90 degrees in Tempe, it helped immensely. Funny you should say that, Shannon, because that's exactly what Alana said to me in our consult before her race here. She was espousing the ice in the bosom. That was exactly what was happening. Yeah, so you ladies have one advantage on us guys. You can go ahead and park the ice in the cleavage there. So, any other questions coming through? Let's see. Next topic up. Okay, we're good for right now. All right, so I'll dive back into the nutrition side of things. And for those of you guys who haven't seen kind of our new nutrition part of our site, I'm going to type in nutrition. Hopefully this pops up for you guys too. Yeah, so here are all the different topics that will help you guys with weight optimization and as well as energy optimization to get you guys excited about different energy outputs. I find that, nutrition really is, and you've probably heard this term before, but it's the fourth discipline, and it is the element that is going to impact every facet of your training, including your energy output, your mojo, your body composition, performance, your sleep, your race day performance. And so it's why we really spend a lot of time hammering it home. And so to go back to it, I started off kind of jumping into before we kind of got sidetracked a little bit with some questions here, but carbs can represent 40 to 60% of your daily calorie needs, okay? And fats between 20 and 80%. Again, it depends on the type of training you have on the day. So, if your training plan is calling for more, for instance, on a particular day, we're going to be adjusting it based on that. But so 40, 60% for carbohydrates. Proteins are 5 to 30%, a pretty big range there, guys. So 30%, you really want to max that out as best you can, especially if you're an endurance athlete. Fats, we try to really push them down. If you're not training, that's a different story, but really for athletes and who are training a lot, 20 to 80% is where it's at. Breakfast. So again, I'm kind of rifling through lots of different topics that we cover in our nutrition plan, and it's really the most essential piece of your day. The larger the carbohydrate breakfast, the more satiated you are throughout the day, the more energy you're going to have in your training, and then in the evening time, you're actually burning more fat there. So that's actually a really good way to stay lean, stay energized, and hit your goals, because we do know that leaner athletes tend to also perform very well. All right, so breakfast, guys, that was key, and that allows you to be light at night. So low training volume, we want you guys staying away from fueling products. So no need to have Cliff Bar products right now. Durst, no Cliff Bar products. You don't need them. If you're doing low intensity, low in volume, maybe a little bit of intensity is okay, but you don't need anything during short sessions. You can just fuel up afterwards with healthy, real food. So stay away from sugary foods. Stay away from your Gatorades, gummies, Carbo Pro, any of that stuff. It's just not necessary. All right, let's double back in and see where you guys are at with your questions. Anybody have questions? So Denise says, so is the recommendations listed with our workouts in our training peaks? So just so you're aware, the nutrition side of things is a separate piece to our mentorship team. So if you're interested, it's a separate offering, and I'll send you guys the pricing for that, but it's a little bit more to your monthly plan, and it is something separate because it has to be part of your particular plan that you're doing. So I'll send that on to you guys here. Here are the pricing options, and it depends upon which number of months that you're training for, okay? So you guys will be able to see that, and I'll share it with you in a minute here. Let's see if I can do it now. So here comes the pricing now. Okay, so Mike, what's going on with you? Did you sign up for a race yet? Mike, we got to get you into a race. I totally called you out on Facebook. Totally hung you out there to see what races that you would sign up for. Did you sign up for something? Tell me you please did sign up for something. Okay, Durst says Cliff Bars or short sessions. I've been opening the doors and training in the cold for Alaska, man. Nice, Durst. When I said you could bring your trainer outside, I didn't mean out into the snow. It's not going to work so well if it gets soaking wet, man. Yeah, that's good stuff. Let's see, other questions coming through. Make sure I didn't miss anything, guys. Just feel free to repost things if you can, if you have questions that are coming up. Marshall, it's so good to have you back on board, buddy. I really appreciate you being back. Welcome back to the team. We have another new member, Brittany Bordeaux, who's from Canada. I want you guys to also give her a shout out and say welcome, Brittany. She's not on the call at the very moment, but she has joined the team, as well as Marshall's back on the team as well. And I'm not sure if we have Steve on the line, but this is Steve Scarpati's second week on. So what's going on, Steve? And Yuki, I don't think we have Yuki on the line tonight, or maybe he's on the line, but he's being silent and sitting on the sidelines. So any questions, guys, on any of the nutrition stuff that we went over? Let's see if we call out. We don't have anybody racing last weekend or this weekend just yet on the mentorship team, so it's been quite quiet. Let's see what we got. Shannon's got a new power best here. Congrats, Shannon, on that. I'm trying to pull it up here so we can get a look at it. I'm just wondering if you actually gave us a running power number here, because I'm not seeing it pop up. Oh, here it is. Sweet. Let's see what you did. You were out there bending crank arms on Zwift. I love it. I've got my some feedback for you guys. Rode the Kicker Core for the last week. Got my climb set up and going up and down on Zwift, and just super enjoying that element to indoor training. I'm also researching a little bit, and hopefully going to be in the next month or so working on a rocker pad for the Wahoo, because that's pretty cool. It allows you to really swing the bike left and right and feel that indoor feel and not be so static on your training. So back to Shannon here. Check it out. She, let's see, she was at a perceived effort of a 7. And let's pull up that peak power for, yeah, I think you might need a little calibration going on here is what I'm going to say. As beautiful as this is, it might be a little suspect. I don't have any heart rate to confirm that this is actually a new threshold best, but yeah, you're at 173 watts. That's a heck of a lot of great watts coming out. And if that's true, your IF was 1.17, which is not theoretically possible for that long. So we're going to want to raise your threshold in training peaks, and we'll definitely be on that the next time we load up the next plan for you. All right, so I'm going to come back and see if I can see some questions, because I don't know why it's not updating for me, but now when I scroll through, it is. All right, Mike says, with the work schedule, I just can't get to double bike days. Other options to change the plan. Yeah, Mike, use those swing days and just push the cycling towards the weekend. So you can make that up on the weekend. You maybe not able to do, the exact session with your long ride, for instance, but 30 minutes and up to an hour is totally fine to tack onto your long ride each week. So just play catch up a little bit. That is a good idea to do. Okay, keep looking for a race, Mike. Dur says, Mike, St. George, do it. Maybe Yuki and Julian too. I won't say that Julian will be there, but Yuki maybe be there. You might be able to twist Yuki's arm. Thank you. All right, Denise says, race question, 70.3. If a race sells out, do they have a waiting list? I don't know of any waiting lists in particular. I don't know of that. I think that they tend to sell it out, and then that's kind of it. You can double check with maybe some other races, but at least for Ironman, this is what I know to be the case. Maybe somebody else has other information, but just let me know. Okay, guys? I don't think we have Jess Zass on the line, but Jess is going to be doing Ironman Arizona, so we're going to wish her good luck next weekend. She's been doing a lot of great training and looking to be a fantastic race for her. So any other specific questions you guys have in? Shannon, let's go ahead and just, I don't want to adjust Shannon's FTP until I have firmness that these power numbers were accurate and that you actually had a calibrated number here. So that's important for you guys to leave in the comment section for me. For instance, say, what I asked, was this power calibrated? Because before I go and change all your zones, Shannon, that are going to affect all of your workouts, we better hope that this was real data, and that would be exciting if it was, but I want to make sure, okay? Who else has got stuff going on in Training Peaks here? Let's, who can I pick on here? Mike had a, let's see, his steady ride from the weekend. This was on Saturday. You were riding with Chrissy Graves. And I know that was not going to be exactly what I had here at RP of a 5 max. Yeah, I'm seeing some pretty spiky watts here, my friend, up to 350 gigawatts. You were cranking out there. Look at that, 5,000 feet of elevation gain, vertical variability index of 1.27. You were mashing on the pedals like this, and an 84 IF, just crushing it. So yeah, looks like you were having fun. Okay, let's see. Durst says, Jess has asked, my girlfriend and I will be there. Let us know what number and all you are. Good stuff. Durst, I'll see you out there too. I'm going to be traveling to Arizona to be at this race. So I will try and coordinate with all of our TriStars when we get out there. Make sure that I'm able to dedicate to the athletes who are racing first, and then bring everybody in together post-race out there for some celebrations. So looking forward to that. Durst, looking forward to seeing you out there. And your girlfriend as well. I don't think I've ever met her before. Okay, cool. So mentorship team, any other questions before we adjourn? We've covered a lot of good ground tonight. Just want to make sure that we've got everything that we needed here. Okay. All right, guys. So have a wonderful evening, mentorship team. Thanks for being a part of the team. And any questions you have, let's post them into the group. And next week, we're going to be covering a whole bunch on swim drills and the most common mistakes. So I think it's going to be a pretty lively subject. I'm going to have the green screen back so that I can stand in front of my good old swim AI feature and show you guys some swim mechanics with my own arm in motion. So stay tuned for that. Okay? All right, mentorship team, last call, last chance, last chance, last chance. Going once, going twice. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening. Thanks for coming. Actually, I'm going to text so I can see the questions coming up. Oh, Shannon says, how do I calibrate? Great question. Depends on what kind of power you have. Typically, it's through your Garmin or it's through your head unit that you have. You can also do it, if it's through Zwift, you can do it through the Zwift app, but I think you have a CompuTrainer perhaps, but depends on the power. So you're going to have to do a little read up on that. Okay? All right. Mentorship team, have a great evening. I will see you guys soon.